of those comedy books.
The title of comedian Jim Gaffigan's book, Dad is Fat, isn't a joke he wrote. It was an observation by his son, Jack.
The first sentence that he wrote was, "Dad is fat." And then I put him up for adoption.
That was the first sentence he wrote? There's a picture of it in the book.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing handwriting, right? I mean, before it was just like the drips and drabs of a madman, but the first real sentence was, "Dad is fat." That's the level of respect. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, I'm sure your son has, babies, they headbutt you. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Boy babies.
Yeah.
Not, and in my experience, I have a,
Yes.
I have a 5-year-old
No.
girl and a 3-year-old boy.
No, you look at the difference between girls and boys, and this is just me asking for trouble, right? But you look at the behavior of a little boy, and you're amazed that there was ever a male president. Like, they're like orangutans, right?
Gaffigan says he wrote the book to honor his 5 kids, and to let other dads know that he does not have a clue what he's doing either.
Are you stopping at 5?
I don't know. Because when you have 4, people are like, wow. But when you have 5, people are like, how about stopping? You know, are you creating your own nationality? Is there going to be a country called Afghanistan? What are you doing? But I don't know. I think that, you know, having kids, and I think you'd agree, it's like all our successes, in the end, when we're about to die, it's going to come down to the last thought, did we pull off being a dad? Really? You know what I mean? I know that sounds corny, but that's the truth. And so I also believe that my children have made me a better man, you know, all 5 of them. And based on that, I only need another 34 to be a good guy. So
The book is currently a New York Times bestseller. And although Gaffigan appreciates the feedback, he finds some of the reviews a little confusing, especially some of the adjectives used to describe his comedy.
I've seen in a couple articles, wistful, you know, and I'm like, wistful? You know, I was like Googling, what does wistful mean? And so there is something about, a gratitude at the opportunity to be a dad. I mean, my kids are young, you know, like maybe when they're teenagers, I'll be like, I hate it. But, you know, I really am grateful.
Are you gearing up? Because your daughter's 9. The kids become teenagers now at 10. I mean,
Yeah,
if you knew
yeah.
that. So you got trouble ahead.
Yeah, it's you know, my joke is always when people bring it up, I go, well, it gets easier, right? But I don't know. I think there's, you know, the whole calculation of being a parent is not designed for victory. You know, the most you can hope for is maybe they'll ignore you from 18 to 21 and they'll come back at 21. But it goes back to it being selfless. It's like you got to just hang in there, right? Yeah. But it is scary, you know, them becoming teenagers. But I'm just glad my daughters are going to be nuns, so I don't have to worry about that.
They signed up already?
Well, they don't know. It's so cute how they think they're going to be a princess when I'm like, you're going to be a nun.
Has your mother ever made anything as good as a McDonald's fry? Not even close.
Gaffigan is often described as a family-friendly comic because he doesn't curse. It's a label he tends to resist.
I think all comedians aspire to be known as funny. And so when there is family-friendly, there's, you know, I mean, people aren't going to my theater shows simply because I'm not cursing. It's not like everyone, you know, is constantly cursing. They're like, come over here, this guy's not cursing. That's not the drawing point to my show. And also, you know, as a parent, you know that family-friendly means low quality.
I have to say that I don't know that my son Jack's comedy is family-friendly.
Right.
There's a lot of poo-poo.
Yeah, there's a lot of potty humor. A lot of potty humor. But we've just gotten our Jack off some of the potty humor. I mean, when he's with his friends, it's all poo jokes. Yeah. But this is CNN.